Before I begin today, I want to say a word about the news that came out today relative to the economy. Actually, I just want to say a number: 0. Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation in the month of July. 0%. Here's what that means. While the price of some things went up last month, the price of other things went down by the same amount. The result, 0 inflation last month, but people are still hurting, but 0 inflation last month.
We saw our poll that came out, ABC News Ipsos, that came out last Sunday, showed that just 37% of Americans approve of President Biden's handling of the economy. 70% say they thought the economy was getting worse. Now, we've since learned that inflation actually abated in July. But why is it that if things are getting better, so many Americans are unhappy with President Biden's handling of it?
So, we'll say this, we have said this before. It's like, we get it. We understand what the American people are feeling at this time. This is a #1 priority. Inflation has been a #1 priority for this president. Lowering costs has been a #1 priority for this president. If you look at every day this summer, we saw gas prices go down by more than $1, saving Americans about a little bit more than $100 a month. That matters. And that is because partly of the work that this president has done. You just mentioned how inflation abated. You look at the CPI data last month in July, 0% of inflation. And so that is the work that we will continue to do. And if you look at, I know we're about to talk about what Congress did, what Democrats in Congress did with this Inflation Reduction Act, the work of this president. This president, when he announced back in 2019, he wanted to make sure that he led with his conviction on what is needed for the American people, making sure that we build this economy from the bottom up and the middle out. Do not leave anyone behind. And you see that anti-inflation bill. You see that it's going to lower costs for Americans, prescription drugs, energy costs, and also let's not forget those 13 million Americans on the ACA, Affordable Care Act, who are now going to continue to see their premiums go down. That is important.
But let me ask you, it's called the Inflation Reduction Act. But the Congressional Budget Office, which is nonpartisan, said that there would be a negligible impact on inflation this year and barely impact inflation at all next year. I mean, isn't it almost Orwellian? How can you call it Inflation Reduction Act when the nonpartisan experts say it's not going to?
So I appreciate that. I appreciate the question. We've actually addressed this, the CBO. It was the top line number. There's more in there that shows that it will have the money remember how we're doing this too. It's making sure that billionaires in corporate America are paying their fair share, making sure that that the tax code is a little bit more fair. And so when you do that, when you put it in its totality, you will see that it will bring down, lower the deficit, which will help fight inflation. Look, here's the thing. We have 126 economists, both Republicans, both Democrats, who have said it's going to fight inflation. We have 5 former Secretary of the Treasury. Well, there's more to it. It's just, it was the way that Republicans did that was so that it could make an argument that is false. It is going to fight inflation. It has been proven. It has been said by economists across the board on the Republican side and the Democrat side as well.